Today I'm doing a fun get ready with me featuring the Nubian 2 palette from Juvia's Place. That's coming up next. Welcome back, I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything makeup, skincare, and style for the over 50 woman. Today I'm working with a palette from a company I've heard so much about, Juvia's Place. Everyone talks about the formulas and how fabulous they are and how much they love those shadows. I've never tried anything from Juvia's Place, but I did get online a couple of weeks ago and order the Nubian 2 palette. And I'm really excited to dig into it. This palette is a little bit of a risk for me because it's very, very colorful and I'm kind of a neutral gal. So I'm really going to do my very best to step out of my comfort zone today and create a look that's a little bit more colorful than what I usually do. I'll go ahead and insert some swatches from the Juvia's Place palette and you can see what a beautiful range of colors there are. I'm not sure how much I can work into my look, but if you stay tuned, you'll find out. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you'll consider subscribing. And with that, let's get into the makeup. I have my face all prepped with my serums and moisturizers and of course my sunscreen. And for primer today, I used the Revlon Photo Ready Primer. I'm enjoying this a lot. It really has a blurring effect on all my pores and little nooks and crannies. So liking this. I've been using it for a while. I'm kind of trying to test it out to see if it's one of my favorites. On my eyes, I have my Milani eyeshadow primer. You guys know this is what I use almost every time. I really do need to branch out and try a different eyeshadow primer. So if you have a favorite, put it down in the comments below so that I can give it a whirl. I also have done my brows. I just used my Wet n Wild brow pencil today. You know, I had been trying out the IT Cosmetics brow power and I just used this and I liked this just as much, if not better, and I think this is 1/10 of the price. This is maybe a few dollars and I think the brow power is about $20. So there you have that. So this is the palette we're working with today. And I'm gonna do my best to be brave and come up with a little bit more than a neutral look today. So let's see how I stick with that. I don't know. I'm just not sure about colors on my particular skin tone and, you know, my age and my eyes and that sort of thing. We'll give it a whirl and see if I can come up with something that kicks it up just a little bit. There's not really a light crease color or transition color in this palette. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my Tarte palette right here and pick up this soft transition color and just work that into the crease to get started. I'm going to take a little bit of that on a crease brush, tap it off, and then just start working that into the crease area just to set up a good foundation for the shadows. Now that I have that transition color all worked in, I'm going to go into this dark plum shade called Jezebel and work that into the lower crease area and just deepen and darken it up. I've heard that these palettes are really pigmented, so I'm just going to go in with a very, very light hand and just work towards the bottom of that crease color. Oh gosh, that is so pretty. It's really, really a pretty shade. Can you see that? Just really goes on really nicely. Same thing over here. I'm going to deepen that up just a little bit. It's just looking so pretty. And of course, if a little bit is good, a lot is better. Now I'm going to take the same Jezebel plum color right here and I'm going to work it down to the lower third of my movable lid, just kind of creating a depth to that outer corner. I'll have to say, I think this is one of the prettiest plum eyeshadows I've ever seen. It's just so pretty. Now I'm going to take my blending brush and go in and blend that plum color so that all the edges are just super smooth. I hope this is showing up on camera. This color is just so beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to get adventurous. I'm going to tap into this color Morocco. It's kind of a deep, rich, almost burnt orange. Just a little bit on my brush, and I'm going to put that right above that crease color just real lightly, just to add a faint hint of that orange. These colors are so pretty. Back in with my blending brush. I'll have to say I think I'm a fan of the Juvia's Place shadows. These are so, so pretty in person. I hope it's showing up on camera. Now I'm going to take a detail brush and I'm going to dip into this color Layla right here. It looks to be a very, very deep, cool toned purple with a little bit of shimmer in it. And I'm going to put that into the outer corner of my eye just to really add some depth to the look. Just very, very little bit because these colors are so very pigmented. And I'm just really keeping that towards the outside third of my eye. This color is beautiful. I keep saying that. Truly, the colors in this palette are beautiful, and it's really outside of my comfort zone, so that's saying a lot. Back into blend. Now I'm going to take my finger and go into this color. It's a cream shimmer champagne shade called Zuri. You can see it right here, and I'm going to put that over most of the movable lid except that outside third area. Oh, that's so pretty. Can you see how pretty that is? I'm going to go back in again with my finger and go into this dark color that we deepened the outside third with. And I'm going to get a little bit on my finger and put that in the outer corner because I want it to be very, very pigmented. So I'm going to just tap that on the outer corner of my eyelid. Oh my gosh, I just am in love with these eyeshadows. I'm really so surprised. I'm going to take my little flat brush and go back into Zuri and just tap a little bit on my brush. And then I'm going to just very gently go under my eyebrows to kind of highlight that area. These shadows are so pigmented, I just really don't need very much. That's it for the eyeshadow for right now. Now I'm going to go into my latest obsession. Apparently, it's eyeliner. I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Exaggerate pencil, and it's one of those automatic pencils that has a little sponge tip on the bottom. So I'm just going to draw a thin line along my eyelashes and then smudge it out with the little sponge at the other side. I did winged eyeliner once, now I can't stop. So I guess this is what we're doing for right now at least. I don't think I'll do a wing today, but I'm sure loving the eyeliner look. So now that I have that line in, I'll just take that little sponge tip on the other side and just smudge that out. And I really like this technique because you don't have to be very talented to do it, which I'm not. You know, there's a lot of forgiveness in this technique. I'm going to move into complexion now. I'm going to be using the Candid by Revlon, and I'm using the color 120. I've used this foundation in the past. I haven't used it for a while, so I thought I'd pull it out and see how I liked it today. Put about this much on the back of my hand, and then I'll just start tapping it over my face. Looks a little light. So I have to tell you guys, it's such a cozy day at my place today. You know, I have a tiny, tiny little studio right on the cliffs overlooking the ocean in Northern California. So I'm looking at the ocean right now, and it's just a real cozy, drizzly day, all overcast, and the ocean is kind of gray. I got up this morning and I went to spin class, did some grocery shopping, and now I'm home for the rest of the day just relaxing. It's just so peaceful out here. You know, I don't really have any neighbors except the raccoons and the deer. That's about it. And the only time I lock my door is at night because I'm afraid that one of the raccoons is going to push it open otherwise. So that's life here in rural Northern California. Boy, that foundation is looking really nice. I don't know why I didn't keep using that. I just set it aside. I guess there's just always so many foundations to try. Once I have it worked in with a brush, I like to go in with a sponge and just tap it out. It just gives it such a beautiful finish. So today I've got chili cooking right now. It smells so good. So I'll be having my chili later and probably just hanging out with my cat, enjoying the evening. For concealer, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, and I'm in the color Light Peach. This is actually pretty light, and I need to go really, really gently with this because it's really powerful and thick coverage. So you can see it has one of those huge applicators, and I just barely do a couple of dots, and that's even probably too much. Just tap that in with my fingers. For bronzer today, I'm going to go in with the Lovecraft Beauty bronzer palette. I've never even heard of Lovecraft, and I haven't even used this palette, so it's new to me, but I did open it and I really like some of the colors in here. This one is probably a little bit too deep and warm for me, but I think that these nice cooler tones are very pretty. I'm going to go in with this today because the eye look is fairly dramatic. I want to keep the bronzer fairly soft. Ooh, I'm really liking that color. Now just blend that out. I just love what bronzer can do to your complexion, don't you? It just makes all the difference. I want to keep the face fairly soft today, so I'm going to go in with the Butter Blush in the color Vintage Rouge. And this is just a really, really soft, almost imperceptible blush. It just gives a nice little warmth, rosy glow to the skin. Just so pretty and soft. For a highlight, I'm going to use this tiny little e.l.f. palette. I've had this around for a while. And you know, the funny thing is that there's absolutely no labeling on it. I have no idea what color it is. I'll open it up for you so you can see the tone. And it's just a cute little palette. I just love keeping it around. So I'm going to take my little fan brush, get a little on my brush, and just hit the tops of my cheekbones and kind of in the front just a little bit. Then I always go back in with my big fluffy brush and just blend that in so that highlighter just has a nice sheer glow. To finish up the eyes, I'm going to take my crease brush again and dip into Jezebel. Just get a little bit on my brush. And then I'm going to squeeze it and run that just right under the outside third of my lower lashes, just to define that area a little bit. To finish off the complexion, I'm going to go in with my Prep Set and Glow. You guys know I love this stuff. I talk about it in every video, but it's just the best. I think this is absolutely my favorite product of the whole year. So I'm going to use a big fluffy brush and just swirl it around in that Prep Set and Glow. You can see how much I've loved it. Tap it off, and then I just run that right over my entire face. Now I'm going to jump off and do my tight lining and mascara, and I'll be right back and we'll do some lipstick together. I have my mascara on and my eyeliner, my tight lining on, and I have something to report. First of all, I used the Wet n Wild Exaggerate pencil that I used for my eyeliner on top of my lid as my tight line, and it worked really well, and it hasn't transferred onto my bottom lid. So this is a hot item, and I'm sure it's under $5. So the Wet n Wild Exaggerate pencil with the little sponge tip on the other end, this is a find. And the other thing is that I bought this L'Oreal Unlimited mascara a couple of months ago, and it has one of those little applicators where it tilts down so that you can actually do your eyes. When I first used it, did not like it, wasn't impressed at all, and I used it a couple of times really trying to love it. So I put it away, and I just pulled it out this morning, and I thought, oh, I'm going to give that another whirl. You guys, it's great. I think it just needs to dry down for a little bit. So when it really started to shine was in the second coat. It really lengthened my lashes, really volumized them. So all of a sudden I'm loving something that I wasn't really loving at all. I think it's just one of those kind of things that's got to sit and marinate for a little while, like kind of like a fine wine. So the L'Oreal Unlimited Mascara, really loving that today. I'm going to stick with the neutral theme for the rest of the face because I really want the eyes to stand out. So I've picked the Milani Spice lip liner, and I'm going to pair it with these beautiful shades from Almay, and this is in the color Go Wild. It's a really pretty neutral. I think it'll really set off the eyes and just kind of give a soft finish to the face. This Milani Pencil in Spice, such a beautiful color, goes with so many things, and the formula is just wonderful. Here we have the finished look. I have to tell you, I'm so impressed with this Juvia's Place palette. I'll have to say that I'd heard so much about the formulas being fantastic, and I thought, you know, how good could they really be? Here's what it is. They are really that good. It's the integrity of the colors as you put them on your eyelids. So they blend out, but they keep the integrity of what they are. They just don't turn into a muddy mess. They blend so beautifully. They're so pigmented. And I'm really enjoying the fact that I stepped out of my comfort zone a little bit and used some plums and a little bit of orange on my eyes. I just think it's just such a wonderful palette. So again, this is the Juvia's Place Nubian 2 palette. This is not a new palette. It's been in their lineup for a while. It's new to me. This is the first time I've ever touched it. So really enjoying the Juvia's Place palette. The other standout from this look is this L'Oreal mascara. And remember I said that I had bought it a couple of months ago and I didn't like it at all. It's the Unlimited. I think the trick is to buy it, open it up, and let it sit for a little bit because I'm just so impressed with my eyelashes today. I just think they're so long and full. This was really a fun look to create today, so I'm glad that you were able to join me. If you're new here, welcome. Make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Make sure to stop by prettyover50.com. There's a lot more information just waiting for you there. It just tickles me when you take a few minutes out of your day to spend it with me, so thank you so much for stopping by. Make it a great day, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.